This is the vending machine from my previous video. I built this thing and it was super fun. It was super fun to make, and it has, whole little indicators and little doodads, and I even added a little new thing over here. But it could be better. It could definitely be better. So in this video, I'm going to update it again, especially considering the wild success of the previous video. I hope you guys will like this one. So let's get started. Button selector panel going in. This time I'm going to have 4 different items because I think that could be cool. I don't know if you've noticed, but this thing's big for a vending machine. So I think I'm going to kind of start to call this a shop, or like a redstone shop rather than a vending machine, because yeah, it's pretty big. Button selector panel is done, and of course, as you can see, it lights up the correct one on the back as soon as you press the button. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the lamp selector light doodad things on the front to show you which thing you have selected. Last time when I did this, I used a kind of a spaghetti system up here. It was like, so you have this piston that pushes the redstone block down to come in contact with the block, so with the lamp, so it turns on. But it's kind of laggy, like it's kind of not so laggy, it's just slow, and it's kind of a spaghetti mess, so I'm gonna try to fix it this time. You know what? Forget it. Who cares about spaghetti? The spaghetti will be fine. This is a mess. It'll have to work as spaghetti. I have found a good way to do this. I found that if you can just alternate the lines, going higher and lower like this, it actually works without all the craziness. Although I still had to use pistons though, because that's the only way I could figure it out. By the way, if you don't know what's going on here, then it's a good time. It'd probably be a good time to go check out the other video where I did the one behind me there, and a little bit more in depth about how it works and everything. In this one, I'm just gonna be sort of upgrading the one behind me and rebuilding it. So yeah, go check that out. Card is on screen up in the corner somewhere up there. But I think that this should do the button selector panel way simpler than I did before. And I still made the mistake of not building out of colored wool, because that would have looked cool, but it's fine, this works great. I think now if I push this button, I think this should be faster than the other one as well. The other one's a bit slow, and there should be a uniform speed as well of it turning on. And obviously in the end you won't be able to see that those pistons working, because there will be blocks here. Not these blocks, I promise. Now the next part that we need is going to be the thing that basically like accepts your payment, the little right here, the little thing, the item filter that accepts your diamonds when you push the button. But I don't really like how this thing is sort of pushed 2 blocks back behind the rest of it, so I need to make sure I get it on level with the actual, the button thing, a doodle. So there we go. If I push the button, we get an output right here because I've got diamonds inside. You put a diamond in, push the button, you get an output, diamond disappears, and they all pile up in this chest right here. Now the next thing we're going to need to do is make our little item carrying thing. In this version, then we just had them in chests above these hoppers, and that works fine. It's just a little bit bulkier than I would like, so I'm going to try to kind of compact and move everything closer together. That'll still go on this side though, I think, because this is probably about the best place for it. And I have to remember that there's 4 items this time, so I've got to have 4 different chests, whereas before there were only 3. And now I've got to take all the outputs from these things right here, all of these redstone torches, and somehow get an individual output out of each one into an individual hopper. That is a little bit difficult to do, but I can manage, I'm sure. And after a little bit of redstone noodling, I have got those all put in. So I'll explain this as I did in the previous video. Basically, we need 1 output from each of these torches right here, right? And they need to be inverted so that basically on the other side of all those little inversions, we have 1 line that's off, and that's the one you've selected, and the other ones are on. And the reason they need to be on is that they need to each lock their own hopper, so that items cannot fall out of them. So see, there's diamond there, that doesn't come out. If I put it in here though, then they do start. And they all drop down to that lower line, which is not locked, which means it'll let all the items down to the end, except that I think I've got some redstone powering issues I need to fix. I'll do that in a second. But basically then, this is the only chest that will let items out of it, because this is the only one that's selected. And then what we'll do is we'll run a redstone line coming from the item filter over there, invert it so that's constantly locking this until you put a diamond in, so that pretty much it'll unlock it, but still the other ones will be locked by that, and only the one that you've selected will be unlocked by both sides, which means it'll let an item out. It's a little bit confusing. It's kind of it's a simple thing, but it's hard to explain, so hope that makes sense. So the next thing I need to do is what I was just saying, which was run a redstone line from that, or from the back of this thing, all the way around, all the way somewhere around here, and needs to lock all those hops. So now the redstone goes over the top, coming out of the item filter, all the way up and all the way down into this thing right here. So pretty much, as you can see, that thing over here, basically the power seat's off at the bottom, and it's being inverted so that it's on at the top and it's on over here. So pretty much just though, as soon as I insert an item into there and push the button, then it will turn this off, unlocking all the hoppers, but those same hoppers will still be locked from the back by are you actually kidding me? Look, I put the same torch on both of these redstone lines. What is wrong with me? Okay, let me fix that real quick. There, I've now fixed it. It was all a mess. I was accidentally inverting it twice, and but as we can see now, one is turned off while the others are turned on. The one you selected is the only one that's turned off, and the other ones are all stay on. And from this side, all these are being powered all the time until you put a diamond into that dropper. As soon as the diamond is submitted to the system, these turn off, and then that means that this chest here, in this case, will be the only one which both sides are turned off. The other ones will still be locked by the button thing, if that makes sense. But now, though, I think it's actually time to give it a bit of a test now. I'm not sure exactly why I brought the hopper line out here. It's kind of cramped back here, but I'm going to try it anyway. So the items should appear in this chest when I put some inside of here. I'm going to just put some stock in there for now. I'm not sure what order the buttons are in. They're kind of weird. I'm not sure what order they're in, but still, though, let's select this one. Oh, so satisfying. I love the button selector panel things. Anyway, though, let's see if I put a diamond in. Let's see what happens. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So hopefully that actually deactivated. It did. It gave us 2 sticky pistons. Let's go. It actually worked. So yeah, it gave us 2. Now, the thing I did on the other one, when it gave multiple, and I didn't like how it gave multiple, then I decided to go ahead and make it give more so that it would, seem like on purpose, so that it would give enough things to make it worth it for one diamond, kind of. But I did that with a pulse extender. You could just put more valuable items inside, I guess. But a pulse extender, I could actually, it would probably be pretty easy to do a pulse extender, so I'm going to do that. Basically, I want to make it so that it'll give you more items than just 2 if you put in a diamond, like assuming that you'd have, slightly cheaper items inside or something, so that it would be a little bit more worth it for that. Okay, so I think now the whole thing should maybe work with that pulse extender. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to select a different item now, just for differences to make sure I can find any bugs in it. But anyway, I'll push the button now. Let's see if this thing, okay, something seems to be activating and deactivating and doing, okay, that just came back on. Nice. 8. We got 8 oak planks. Cool. That lines up with roughly with what we had over there. This is the same kind of pulse extender I had. So pretty much, I mean, that's kind of the main mechanism done. Let me see if it's reliable. I think I left, no, I need to put the diamonds in there. Okay, push button. And so you should be able to see it work. There we go. Pulse extender is slowly fading in its thing. Okay, cool. Good. And there we go. 8 redstone dust. Nice. So it works. The only thing I don't like right here is that this sticks out in the front. So I'm actually going to, I think, maybe even, move this whole thing over here around the back. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we'll add some more stuff. And I think I've got it now. This thing kind of sticks out over here a little bit, but it's much more compact on the side now. So hopefully that means I can sort of reserve the front of this whole thing to be sort of cleared out to be looking nice. But I think just to check to make sure this thing still works, then we should see that doing its thing. Yep, there we go. Good. Locked again, and nothing. Oh, I see. This is not actually doing anything. Okay, let me try that again. Yep, there we go. Now it's deactivated. Okay, and I should be able to see the items come in up to 8 and then stop. Okay, great, nice. Okay, so that now is basically the core mechanism of this whole thing done. The thing I need to do next, which should actually be very, very simple and easy, because I've made it pretty easy to do here. But I'm actually going to go ahead and make the delivery system. So pretty much all I have to do is put a dropper in where the wall is going to be. And of course, the wall will go across like that, so that you can't access the stuff. But now it should be as simple as just putting a line of hoppers. I could use a water stream here, but since it's not actually that many hoppers, that might work just fine. There we go. So now I can put items inside, and they're automatically clicked out. So that should actually be pretty easy, because now you can do this, except I need to figure out how to fix this thing in the front here. So now let's give it a quick little test here. I just put a wall up to make it a little more fun and exciting. But anyway, select that one, and then we push the button, and now if we just stand here and wait, we should get 8. I'm not actually sure what items, but okay, clicking happened, but yeah, there were pistons, but they all went back here. So yeah, this kind of doesn't work because of the redstone has to be here. So that's why the wall has to stick out like this as well, just because the redstone has to be here like that. You know what? I think I'm going to keep it simple for this one. It doesn't have to really be anything fancy. I mean, fancy is fine, but really it's almost better even to have it so that it just gives you the output stuff in a barrel. I feel like that just works completely fine, so I'm just going to use a barrel for the output on this. That just keeps it simple. So let's just try it again. I'm going to select a different item and push the button. And we should see the items appear. Oh, wow, they actually appear pretty quick, too. This is a faster system than the... Okay. So that's very odd. We did not get 8 items. We got 6 items, and they were different items. Okay, items are getting stuck because they're getting locked right here. So, look, they're being locked from that thing or that thing. There's only 2 blocks here, and both of them have things that lock them. That's a problem. So I think what I'm going to do to solve this problem is actually to send the items along kind of partially underground a little bit, along like this, and just move the barrel down 1 block, so it'll be like sort of out in the floor a little bit. There are, of course, ways to fix these things, but I don't feel like it right now, and that works just fine like that. So now I believe if I push the button, this should work fine. So let's just see if 8 items appear. They definitely should, I think. Yes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. I'm going to do some decoration, and then I think there's one more feature that I'm going to add after I do the decorating that I'll show you in a minute. And there we have it, V2 of our vending machine store shop thing, how it is currently right now. But anyway, basically, as we can see, we've got all 4 of our items here, which I've swapped out with real products. So we got skulk sensors, cake, and crystals, and golden apples. I know, quite an assortment. But these are all items which I felt that 1 diamond might be more remotely close to being worth it for, what, did I say 8? You know what, this actually is probably a little too cheap for 8 of these. That for some reason I thought it was 4 the whole time, so... yeah, ignore the quantities or the amounts. This is just for testing. But as we can see, all we have to do is chunk a diamond in the dropper. I'm going to go ahead and select end crystals for this one, which I think I got all the signs in the right spots. It was a little confusing, but so we'll see. But all I've got to do is push the button, open this up, and wait for my product to appear. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. 8 end crystals. It actually works. It's so fun. I love these shops. Like, I could just play with this thing all day. And of course, the beauty of the item filter is if I put in the wrong item, it does absolutely nothing. So yeah, fully secure, absolutely awesome. I just bought another set of end crystals. I didn't quite mean to, but yeah, I mean, look, okay, I'm gonna buy cake now. I'm gonna buy cake. In fact, yeah, okay, I'm gonna buy cake right now. They should just appear in like a line in the top of this barrel. Yes, cake is cake for days. I don't think that would be quite worth it for a diamond. Yes, delicious cake. Anyway, here it is, folks. This is version 2 of my vending machine shop thing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see version 3, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye!